guys, my name is Attorney Walter Knott with Disability Resolution PA. We're going to be going to this article real quick. NBC's Today has smallest audience since at least 1991. It's a total fiasco. I wanted to bring this up because I did a video on CNN and how small of an audience they have watching their show right now. But this one really hit home because I used to really like the Today Show, and I haven't really tuned in because, you know, things have changed with a lot of these online TV groups from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, stuff like that. It's changed. Their agendas are very in the corner of the spectrums, you know. And what saddens me is that I just want to put a little bit of understanding on this so that you can understand it's not the right choice to just become part of the religion of politics. And you're either a Democrat and you are therefore part of that religion and you have Pope Biden, or you're a Republican and you are part of the Pope Trump religion. Doing that is not going to, in my opinion, get you a long-term result of happiness, internal happiness anyways. And the reason why is this: understanding the middle ground is harder than just following whatever they tell you. Understanding the middle ground is part of internal balance. And that internal balance is something that is going to make you question everything. See through the veil that they put in front of you to keep you from going past the things that they don't want you to see. And I think that's the problem that we're seeing with a lot of the news shows on TV today. I did one on CNN. Now we unfortunately, and I really loved the Today Show back in the day. Now we're going to have to do one on NBC. Here we go. NBC's Today has smallest audience since at least 1991. It's a total fiasco. The show has lost its role in the cultural touchstone. An industry insider told Fox News. This is a Fox News article. But you know, keep in mind, they're going to do these about each other. We'll do one about Fox News later. But I just want you to understand what's going on here. Now, before we do that, printed out on this sheet is, let me just show you real quick. Hero, legend, legend, hero. Right here. That's amazing. What they did and accomplished, that's incredible. All right, so let's keep going here and go through this whole thing. NBC's story Today was once an iconic giant of morning television, but a devastating collapse in viewership last week left the show with its smallest audience in at least 30 years. 30 years is like 1991. It's a total fiasco. A longtime network news veteran with knowledge of the program's inner workings told Fox News. So it wasn't Fox News that's saying that quote. It was somebody who told Fox News. And it is tragic. It is a fiasco because the Today Show was awesome. The show has lost its role as a cultural touchstone. The industry insider added, there are obviously bigger industry trends at play, but the show is a non-factor. Today averaged 2.9 million viewers during the week of July 12-16 to mark the first time NBC News flagship program failed to surpass the 3 million viewer threshold since at least 1991, when ratings became easily accessible. So what they're saying here is back in 1991, they had, you know, a low amount of viewership compared to how much they're supposed to have with the exponential growth factor. And there's a lot more people alive today watching TV, but they only averaged essentially what they had in 1991. And the sad thing about it is that, read it again, Today averaged, today, like the show, not today, but today, the show averaged 2.9 million viewers during the week of July 12th through the 16th. There are YouTubers who make a video, and during half of that day, so 12 hours, they've surpassed the amount of viewers that basically ABC, the Today Show, had. There are YouTubers more important in viewership than the Today Show. Just keep that in mind. Okay? All right, but a lot has changed since Today was hosted by TV juggernauts such as Bryant Gumbel, it's awesome, America's Sweetheart Katie Couric, super awesome, and pre-scandal Matt Lauer. Why did you have to put in pre-scandal? Come on, just say Matt Lauer. The days of celebrities relying on network morning shows for promotion are long gone. The days of celebrities relying on network morning shows for promotion are long gone. That's an interesting point there. I didn't think about that, you know. They don't have to go on these shows, the day shows at least. They do go on the night shows a lot for promotion. That's an interesting theory there. I didn't even think about that. Americans have more options, and Today lacks the cultural relevancy it once possessed and rarely makes news as a result. Today Show. Craig Melvin, Savannah Guthrie, and Hoda Kobe. I don't know. I don't watch the Today Show anymore, so I don't know who these people are. NBC's Today has averaged 3.2 million viewers in 2021, a 10% drop from its 2020 total viewership. ABC's Good Morning America is also down 9%, but has averaged 3.4 million to Edge Today for the most watched morning show. While both shows have declined from last year, the historic low for Today has raised eyebrows as the show used to surpass 6 million viewers on a regular basis in its heyday. So like double. Today also lost to Good Morning America in the key demographic of adults aged 25 to 54 by its largest margin since the week of December 21st, 2015, according to TV Newser. Among the low points for Today over the last decade was the wrenching departure of fan favorite Ann Curry, who was forced out in 2012. Her awkward, teary, on-air goodbye was a sore spot for the prestigious franchise, and her exit has plagued with rumors that Lauer disliked and sabotaged her. Ooh. Lauer remained the show's biggest star until she was fired in 2017 at the height of the #MeToo, well, we all know what happened there, movement. Further damaging the show's legacy, current hosts Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Cobb, I don't know how to pronounce that person's name, along with bit players such as Craig Melvin, Carson Daly, and Jenna Bush Hager, haven't resonated with the Americans this way their predecessors did. Former Today anchor Ann Curry still doesn't know why NBC News fired her. Interesting. While some critics feel the show is in shambles and out of the zeitgeist, others think it just needs to revert back to its pre-Donald Trump formula for success. Okay, so that sentence is a really polite way of saying not being extreme left. And remember when news was like doing this in the middle? Sometimes it was like here, but it was always in the middle. It wasn't like, whoa, you know? Now what we're getting is, whoa. We're not getting both sides. We're just getting, whoa, you know? So, like countless other outlets and shows in recent months, the Today Show has seen their number of watchers decline considerably since President Trump left office, even as they continue to focus coverage on the former president. Freelance writer Drew Holden, who has made a name for himself on social media by calling out liberal bias and media hypocrisy with lengthy, often viral Twitter threads, told Fox News. So here's the thing that you need to realize with this. There's only so many people in America that hate Donald Trump. And there's only so many people in America that want to watch people that are part of that group on TV constantly hate on Donald Trump. So the problem here is that you're running into a lack of demographic situation. You're not getting the people that are here, which is more people than you think. You're only getting the people way over here, right? For years, Today invested in ginning up political outrage to grab eyeballs at the expense of trying to understand the storylines and topics that people are actually interested in. Holden added, nonstop political coverage may have helped juice the numbers for a while, but at the end of the day, it isn't what people want from Today or most other shows like it. DePaul University professor and media critic Jeffrey McCall doesn't blame Trump, but he feels Today simply doesn't offer viewers what they want to consume to their day. Yeah, because most people don't want to wake up to hate. That's the reality of it. It's just the truth of it. We don't want to wake up constantly to the half is glass filled and there's a guy that's about to break the glass. Basically, it's just, We don't want to wake up to that. After a bruising 2020 election year and the depressing coverage of COVID, it is no wonder that viewers don't want to start their day with news. Here you go. With news shows, even with the chatty features sprinkled in. McCall told Fox News. Frankly, the news agenda is hardly more positive in 2021. With crime, border problems, inflation, and COVID variants needing to be covered, audiences are exhausted and it's difficult for smiling morning hosts like Savannah Guthrie to put a happy face on this dismal news environment. It is worth noting that the total viewers for Today are less than half of what the show drew 20 years ago when Katie Couric was the star of the morning news. The historic ratings drop came at an awful time for the Peacock network as it gears up to air the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. Typically, interest in NBC's multi-billion-dollar investment sends viewers flocking to the network for feel-good stories and on-location reporting ahead of the games. This is not happening might be a bad sign for public interest in the Olympics generally, and that they will hurt NBC's overall Olympics viewership. I have not watched the Olympics for 10 years, maybe 15 years. Somewhere right before that, I was watching like the Winter Olympics to see like the snowboarders do stuff. But to be fair, guys, I think the Olympics has lost a lot of its wow and pizzazz, unless, and the only thing that really seems to get everybody paying attention is essentially when, somebody's just breaking everybody's score. or there's just an athlete that's so far beyond everybody that's just incredible. But after you see like, wow, they did it, and then wow, they did it, and then wow, they did it, and then we're done. They keep wow, they're doing it. It's like having the third ice cream, the fourth ice cream, the fifth ice cream. We're just full of it. We don't want any more. We don't need any more. We've been amazed. Thank you. Next. So I think the wholesomeness of the Today Show has been lost in a lot of this, and that makes me sad because I really liked the Today Show back in the day. I don't think people are watching the Today Show as much because, look, if you want to learn about something, you just go on your phone. You are not going to go ahead and keep yourself to a timeline of this show comes on at this time and I must be watching that show. Americans don't do that anymore because we know this. It's going to be available online, whether it's going to be part of some digital prescription plan or YouTube or whatever, it's going to be available online. I think that's what the Today Show is about. It's about happy stories, and we know we could look forward to it at that time. But now, with the whole instant gratification of instant clickability, we just live in a different world. Something to consider. But either way, I will catch you guys a little bit later. My name is Attorney Walter Knott with Disability Resolution PA. Hopefully news channels will come back to the center. Fox News, CNN, back to the center. I'd like to see that because I think we're missing opportunities that anchors could be presenting that would be a little bit more sharing both sides. That's what people want. They don't just always want to hear the anger and the hate. They want to see both sides. They want to hear moot court. They want to hear, it wouldn't be moot, it would be a court of opinion of the left and a court of opinion of the right coming together to fight it out with arguments and brilliant ideas. I understand that crap low intelligence TV sells. I get that. But people really do want to hear, ideas that conflict with ideas and to form their own opinions as to what they want to do with stuff. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this is, to all the news networks, a big wake up that they've got a problem. And there are quite literally YouTubers that have more viewers than Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC, I think, combined at this point. Or at least for some of their videos. So it's only time until those YouTubers are de facto significantly beyond in their viewership anything that's going on with this. And then we get into the argument of, well, what do you count as a viewer for TV versus a viewer on YouTube? Then we get into that whole fiasco of like, well, what counts? But anyways, guys, my name is Attorney Walter Knott III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. I like to do these things because it helps to educate what I think is mostly the disabled community and those receiving Social Security benefits on what's going on in the general environment. And they're not just tutorials on like disability law like they used to be. They're more open to explaining what I'm seeing and how it could potentially affect them. Hopefully from this you've seen that news channels that are suffering in viewership is assigned to you that TV is not going to represent what it does in the future, and that essentially you're going to be more clicking into online internet-based channels, YouTube channels. And as a result of that, maybe you should become more reliant on professionals giving information on YouTube channels, etc. Because as a result of that, it is kind of where we're going with things. We get rid of essentially the news anchor and we go straight to the professional giving you the information. And of course, there's people with really great, charismatic personalities that can deliver information and be like, whoa, and you're just really impressed with that. And those people are going to do really well as well. But I always prefer listening directly from the professional unless they're super dry. Then I prefer the summary version from the charismatic person, and then the next video I want to watch is the dry person that's a professional giving the information so I can go more in depth with what's going on. Anyways, my name is Attorney Walter Knott. I will catch you a little bit later. Have an absolutely wonderful night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.